Vitality Blast. Birmingham Bears and Hampshire through to quarterfinals. Wins for Essex, Surrey. Surrey secure a home quarterfinal as they chase down Kent Spitfires total of 191-5 with 9 balls to spare. Leicestershire Foxes claim a 1-run victory over Northamptonshire Steelbacks. Hampshire beat Gloucestershire by 15 runs to reach the last 8. Roundup from Friday night's Vitality Blast action, where Birmingham Bears and Hampshire Hawks both booked quarterfinal spots. Surrey guaranteed a home fixture in the last 8, and England one-day captain Josh Butler featured in a defeat for Lancashire. Yorkshire Vikings vs Birmingham Bears. Birmingham Bears qualified for next week's Vitality Blast quarterfinals as North Group winners by defending a 239 target in a run fest against fellow challengers Yorkshire Vikings at Headingley. Sponsored link. Marcos hails dictator father as he takes over Philippine presidency. Nikkei Asia. Recommended by. Birmingham's 238-5 was the 4th highest total in this season's blast. They also hold the highest, 261-2 against Nottinghamshire, and included 81 and 41 balls for Ireland opener Paul Stirling and a late career best 63 not out off 25 for Dan Mousley, who also claimed a wicket with his off spin. This was also the highest total Yorkshire have ever conceded. But they valiantly chased, finishing on 207 all out with Adam Lyth's 69 their top score. Bears captain Carlos Brathwaite returned a season's best 3-32 in a 31-run win. Twitter. Due to your consent preferences, you're not able to view this. Privacy options. 4th-placed Vikings head into Sunday's final group game at Leicestershire, who are a point behind in 6th, with all manner of possibilities at play. A win will qualify them, as will a tie or no result, while they could also still finish in the top 2 for a home quarterfinal or be knocked out with a loss. Worcestershire Rapids vs Lancashire Lightning. Josh Butler suffered disappointment in his first match since being appointed England's new white ball captain, as an astonishing Lancashire Lightning batting collapse saw the visitors go down to a 29-run defeat against bottom-placed Worcestershire Rapids at New Road. Owen Morgan's replacement was dropped before he had scored, but then smashed 42 off 29 balls with 3 sixes and 2 fours as he and Phil Salt plundered 85 from 8.2 overs in pursuit of a 179 target. The Lightning looked well on course to seal the victory that would have booked their place in the quarterfinals, but then Brett de Oliveira's career-best T20 return of 4-20 was the center part of a dramatic reversal in fortunes for the Lightning. 10 wickets went down for 64 runs in 11.1 overs to leave Lancashire's hopes of qualifying for the last 8 now hanging in the balance heading into their final game with Birmingham Bears on Sunday. Leicestershire Foxes vs Northamptonshire Steelbacks. Leicestershire Foxes beat the Northamptonshire Steelbacks by 1 run to keep alive their hopes of snatching a quarterfinal place in the Vitality Blast, with the dramatic victory, coupled with Yorkshire's loss, giving the hosts the night they were hoping for. Twitter. Due to your consent preferences, you're not able to view this. Privacy options. Skipper Colin Ackerman hit 3 sixes and 9 fours in a career-best 85 from 44 balls to lead Leicestershire to a season's best 214-6 after Nick Welch 38 and Lewis Hill had plundered 59 from the first 32 balls. The Steelbacks, likewise needing a win, responded with half-centuries from Chris Lynn, Josh Cobb and Jimmy Neesham. However, chasing down the total proved just beyond them despite an extraordinary last over in which they needed 19 to win and might have pulled it off had Neesham not been run out with 3 balls to go. Nottinghamshire Outlaws vs Durham. Nottinghamshire Outlaws' last desperate hopes of a 7th successive T20 quarterfinal berth finally vanished despite a comfortable 4-wicket victory over Durham at Trent Bridge. Amongst other things, Nottinghamshire needed a tie, no less, in the match in Leicester to retain any hope, but it was not to be as Leicestershire edged out. It was at least a rousing farewell for Dan Christian, Nottinghamshire's departing veteran captain, who led the Outlaws to T20 glory in 2017 and 2020. He cowled revel in watching 51 from 30 balls from Joe Clark and Ben Duckett's unbeaten 53 from 34, as the hosts chased down a target of 184 with 3 overs to Twitter. Due to your consent preferences, you're not able to view this. Privacy options. Surrey vs Kent Spitfires. Surrey clinched a home Vitality Blast quarterfinal after beating Kent Spitfires by 4 wickets with rapid half-centuries from Jason Roy and Sam Curran, leading a spectacular chase in a high-scoring affair. A full house crowd of 30,000 at the Kia Oval lapped it up as hosts Surrey hunted down Kent's 191-5 with 9 balls to spare as England duo Roy, with 58 off 27 balls, and Curran, 50 off 30, starred. Twitter. Due to your consent preferences, you're not able to view this. Privacy options. It was a 10th win from 13 group games for longtime leaders Surrey, with 1 match rained off, and Laurie Evans and Will Jacks also made solid contributions, with 26 runs each as Kent's bowlers simply could not defend what seemed a challenging total. Middlesex vs Somerset. Josh Davey returned to haunt his former teammates as Somerset beat Middlesex by 2 wickets in a Vitality Blast thriller at Lord's to qualify for the quarter-finals. Davey took 1-25 from 4 frugal overs before striking Chris Green for 6 as the visitors won a seesaw encounter with 2 balls to spare. The Siderman had looked like chasing down a target of 161 with some comfort thanks to Tom Banton's 39 and 36 for skipper Tom Abel, but Jason Behrendorff's 3-30 and 2 wickets on debut for Max Harris made it tight before Davies' last over heroics. Earlier, Middlesex's tally of 160-6 owed much to Chris Green's unbeaten 44 and 41 for Luke Hallman, but it was not enough to prevent their 9th defeat of the Hampshire Hawks vs Gloucestershire. James Fuller's quick-fire 45 and impeccable bowling from Liam Dawson and Nathan Ellis fired Hampshire Hawks into the Vitality Blast quarter-finals at the expense of Gloucestershire. All-rounder Fuller needed only 24 balls to smack his haul at the death to drag Hampshire to an above-par 140. Gloucestershire, who needed to win to keep their knockout hopes alive, lost wickets with regularity, with Dawson returning 2-16 and Australian Ellis 1-14 in his 4 overs, as Hampshire won by 15 runs. Sussex Sharks vs Essex Eagles. A magnificently miserly bowling stint from Essex Eagles captain Simon Harmer led his side to victory by 28 runs in their Vitality Blast match against Sussex Sharks at Hove. Harmer conceded just 18 runs from his 4 overs and also picked up the wickets of danger man Ali Orr, Tom Alsop and George Garton. It was the 8th win of the campaign for Essex as Sussex disappointed once again before a sellout crowd. But Orr, the hero of Sussex's first championship win of the season 2 days before, threatened more heroics as Sussex chased a challenging 198 for victory.